What is up, everybody? I am Kevin Iole. Thank you for joining me. Right now, I'm joined by Alex Perez, and I guess that's big news in 2024 because 2 times in 3 months, Alex, you must be giddy over that, fighting Tatsuro Taira, UFC Vegas 93 over at Apex on Saturday. 2 times in 3 months is got to be good for you.
I mean, I just take it as it comes. Obviously grateful to be fighting, grateful to be making money. Whether it was this weekend or in a few months, just grateful for the opportunity.
Just to get back and be able to do your job on a regular basis and and be in the octagon and like you say making money but also getting better each time out. How exciting is that for you to look at?
Good. Obviously, like I want to win every fight and stuff like that, but I had little setbacks, and it's just like fun to show everybody that I have been improving. Coming off a 3 fight skid. Getting the last win, now getting another main event opportunity. So I'm just grateful and happy to be able to show the world that, I'm still here, I'm still relevant, and I can compete with the best.
Coming off a very impressive KO of Matheus Nicolau. That fight was a second round knockout, won you a performance of the night bonus. What do you expect from Tyra? What kind of fight can we expect to see on Saturday?
Good. I mean, he's tough. He's 15-0 for a reason. He deserves all the hype he's getting. I mean, he's a tough kid. Good on the feet. He's shown being able to show to hurt people. Obviously, very good on the ground. That's his bread and butter. That's what he wants to do. So I'm expecting a good fight. It's kind of funny. It kind of this Tyra kind of reminds me a little bit of Mokaev, right? What he's gonna be shooting, and a little bit of like of Nicolau. Very good on the feet, very long, a little rangy. So it's a little bit of both opponents. So yeah, I'm excited to see what the hype's about, and I'm ready to take his thunder.
And I wonder, you fought for the title. You've had experience at the highest level, right? So, I mean, I'm sure he's looking at you as kind of a guy that, hey, I want to prove I'm elite. I'm at the top level of the division. Do you feel like, he's going to come for you because he knows what who you've been in with in the past?
Yeah, I feel like I mean I don't take anybody lightly, and I feel like everybody comes out gonna come after me. Obviously, I have the experience in the UFC over him, but I mean he was a champ outside the UFC. He's fought great guys, tough guys, so it's a good matchup, a great matchup, and like I said, I'm just excited to show everybody, what I've been working on.
I just want to get your take on the kind of the regularity again now because when you were having all that, this guy would get hurt, you would get hurt, you would have to pull out of fights. What did that do to your mind, right? Like, you weren't able to get in the octagon and fight for a long time. How difficult was that, and how did you deal with it?
Yeah, it was difficult at first, and then finally I kind of just realized like, hey, like yes, I am a fighter. Yes, that's what I do to provide. But fighting and being a fighter isn't doesn't define me. I think I kind of stepped away a little bit, was helping people out, and it kind of just made me fall back in love with the process. It was difficult, like I said, but I mean, if that's the worst case scenario for me, that's not too bad. I know people have way harder things going on in life than I do, so I kind of just had to take that back and go through that and just kind of realize like, hey, I'm I can get through anything. It's not the end of the world. I have a beautiful son. I have a great family. A great support system. I have my acai business. So it kind of just one of those moments where I had to realize like, hey, like if this is part of life. Bad things are gonna happen.
Sure. As you were going through the cancellations and whatnot, though, did you get a little paranoid at any point? Like, just like you would wake up in the morning and you would get a text, you go, "Oh no, is that bad news?" Like, did that ever happen?
Nah, I mean, like I said, kind of just take it as it is. You know what I mean? It was not one of those things where like, oh, every time my phone rang out, that was bad luck or anything. I just took it as it is. Deion Sanders said it the best. He doesn't have bad days. He just has bad moments sometimes. And kind of just take it like that. I'll get news on somebody pulling out, or I had to pull out. I was like, hey, this can't affect my whole week, my whole month, my whole year, whatever it was. I just kind of like brushed it off and was like, gotta move forward. My bills still gotta be paid.
Yeah, exactly. And I was going to ask you, is that a thing where, people always talk about the physical skills fighters have, but is the mental skills what separate the ones who are good from the ones who are really great and make it to the top? The ability to deal with adversity and unusual things.
I think it's a little bit of everything. You know what I mean? Yeah, mentality does help a lot, but obviously all the skills do as well. I mean, you're as strong as your mind is. So I think, yeah. I mean, for most part, I think those guys are at the top level fighting these main events, winning the titles is they mentally broke through.
When you get in on Saturday, how much do you think you're going to be better because you've had a recent fight, right? I mean, just the timing and stuff, not necessarily from a mental standpoint, but just the fact that you were in there and you competed against somebody trying to knock you out. How do you think that makes you better having that, more recent experience?
Just timing, staying active. I come from a wrestling background, so I'm used to competing every weekend, and I love it. So being able to jump back in there a few weeks later after the last fight, it's amazing to me. I'm still working on things. Still, it was a full camp, so I'm still working on little details here and there, improving. Like even from a win, you can take away things to work on, and that's what I've been doing.
I know this is kind of old news now, right? But the flyweight division at one point was kind of like the redheaded stepchild of the UFC, and now it seems like it's one of the best divisions. I mean, really loaded with top to bottom talent. And you've been in the UFC for a long time, since you were on the Contender Series. What do you think made the swing, and why do you also think the public is now accepting the division and seems to be into these fights that they weren't before?
I think Mick Manor's done a good job building up the division. You look at everybody there is a killer. You look at that top 15, any of us can be champs on any given day. So a lot of credit to him, and I just think too people are starting to see that we can also knock people out. We can also submit people. That we're nonstop action. So I think that's why the fans tune in.
Sure. In your career, you fought, in your last four fights, two guys that held the championship. You fought Joseph Benavidez, who certainly was one of the best in the world at the time he was out there. Being in with guys like that, the absolute tippy top of the thing, what does that do for you? And after you fight them, how does it change you?
It does a lot knowing that I can compete at the top with them. Obviously the outcome wasn't what I wanted, but it just shows me that I can get to that point, And like we talked about it earlier about the mental part, now I gotta mentally break through, winning those fights. Right, I lost to Benavidez, I did lose to Pantoja and Davison, so it's just rebuilding myself and getting ready for the next step.
If that all goes successful on Saturday over at Apex, are we going to see you again in 2024?
If I come out healthy, yeah, I'll take a little vacation. I need so much spending time with my son. I haven't really, obviously, I've been busy training and training camp, so I haven't been able to spend as much time as with him as I like. So biggest priority first is going to hang out with him. He's 3 years old, so I need to spend some time with him. Give him a little vacation, give him a little me time, and then from there we'll figure it out. Whatever they ask me to do, I'm usually the first one to say yeah. I mean, my manager's never had to call me and be like, "Hey, do you want to fight this guy?" He already knows to say yes. So, like I said, spend some time with the family, uh, enjoy some Korean barbecue, and then go from there.
Alex Perez is the kind of yes man. What do you like? Hey, do you want to fight this guy? Yes, that's what he always says. Appreciate you, Alex. Good luck on Saturday against Tatsuro Taira, and all the best the rest of the year.
Awesome, man. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You too.